Question 821. Which of the following is an example of an automated tool used for performing security audits? A. Security awareness training. B. Intrusion detection system. C. Data encryption software. D. Physical access controls. Correct answer. B. Intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection system is an automated tool used for security auditing that monitors network traffic for suspicious activities and potential security threats. It analyzes system logs, detects anomalies, and generates alerts to help organizations identify and respond to security incidents. Question 822. In which network topology does every device have a direct point-to-point connection with every other device? A. Bus topology. B. Star topology. C. Ring topology. D. Mesh topology. Correct answer. D. Mesh topology. In a mesh topology, every device is connected to every other device through direct point-to-point connections. This design provides high redundancy and ensures that data can take multiple paths to reach its destination, enhancing reliability and fault tolerance. Question 823. What is the main function of a digital signature in cybersecurity? A. To encrypt sensitive information during transmission. B. To implement access control policies. To block unauthorized access to network resources. D. To ensure non-repudiation and authenticate digital content. Correct answer. D. To ensure non-repudiation and authenticate digital content. Digital signature is a cryptographic mechanism used to ensure non-repudiation and authenticate digital content by verifying the sender's identity and ensuring data integrity. It is created using a private key and can be verified using the corresponding public key, preventing tampering and forgery. Question 824. Lucas is performing dynamic code analysis by sending a wide range of data inputs to the application he is testing. The inputs include both expected and unexpected data types and ranges for the program. What code testing technique is Lucas using? A. Buffer overflow. B. Fuzzing. C. Input validation. D. Time boxing. Correct answer. B. Fuzzing. Fuzzing is a software testing technique used to identify security vulnerabilities by inputting large volumes of random, unexpected, or malformed data into an application. It helps detect issues such as buffer overflows, crashes, and improper input validation by observing how the application responds to different inputs. Question 825. What type of agreement outlines general terms to streamline the negotiation of future contracts between two parties? A. MOU. B. SLA. C. MSA. D. SOW. Correct answer. C. MSA. MSA, Master Service Agreement, is a formal contract that establishes the general terms and conditions between two parties for future business transactions. It helps streamline the negotiation process by outlining key elements such as payment terms, service levels, intellectual property rights, and dispute resolution mechanisms, allowing both parties to proceed with specific projects without having to renegotiate these foundational aspects each time. Question 826. What is the main feature of a zero-day vulnerability? A. It is a widely known and documented security flaw. B. It is a vulnerability that stays unpatched for a long time. C. It is a newly discovered security flaw with no available patch or fix. D. It is a vulnerability that affects only outdated software. Correct answer. C. It is a newly discovered security flaw with no available patch or fix. A zero-day vulnerability refers to a newly discovered security flaw in software or hardware that has no available patch or fix at the time it is discovered. This type of vulnerability is especially dangerous because attackers can exploit it before developers have a chance to create and release a patch, leaving systems vulnerable to attack. Question 827. What technologies are commonly used to prevent unauthorized access? A. Firewalls and VPNs. B. Biometric authentication. C. Data masking and tokenization. D. Intrusion detection systems for network traffic. Correct answer. B. Biometric authentication. Biometric authentication is commonly used to prevent unauthorized access by verifying the identity of individuals based on their unique physical characteristics, such as fingerprints, facial recognition, or iris scans. This technology ensures that only authorized users can access sensitive areas or systems. Question 828. Which scenarios are most suitable for implementing the Zero Trust model? A. Small, isolated local networks. B. Remote work environments, cloud computing. C. Networks without sensitive data. D. Traditional on-premises networks with fixed boundaries. Correct answer. B. Remote work environments, cloud computing. The Zero Trust model is ideal for remote work and cloud computing, where users access resources from various locations and devices, increasing unauthorized access risks. By implementing principles like continuous authentication, least privilege access, and micro-segmentation, organizations can secure access and protect sensitive data in dynamic environments. Question 829. What is the main objective of a rootkit? A. To show unwanted advertisements. B. To replicate and spread throughout the network. C. To gain elevated access and conceal malicious activities. D. To encrypt files and demand ransom. Correct answer. B. To replicate and spread throughout the network. A rootkit is a type of malicious software that is designed to gain elevated access to a system and conceal its presence. It works by embedding itself deeply into the system, often at the kernel level, allowing it to bypass security measures and remain undetected, allow attackers to maintain control over the system for malicious purposes. Question 830. What does STYX stand for? A. A database for vulnerabilities. B. A standardized language for describing cyber threat data. C. A U.S. government program for real-time cyber threat indicator sharing. D. A method for transmitting cyber threat data. Correct answer. B. A standardized language for describing cyber threat data. STIX, Structured Threat Information Expression, is a standardized language designed for representing and sharing cyber threat intelligence. It offers a structured format to describe different aspects of cyber threats, including attack patterns, indicators of compromise, threat actors, and tactics, techniques, and procedures. Question 831. An amusement park is implementing a biometric system to validate customer fingerprints to prevent ticket sharing. The park's owner prioritizes customer convenience over security. Given this, which feature should the security team focus on first? A. Low FAR. B. Low efficacy. C. Low FRR. D. Low CER. Correct answer. C. Low FRR. Low false rejection rate, FRR, is a key metric in biometric authentication systems that measures how often legitimate users are incorrectly denied access. It is important in environments prioritizing user convenience, such as amusement parks, where frequent authentication failures can cause frustration and delays. Question 832. A report submitted to the Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, reveals that certain user credentials might be exfiltrated. It also shows that users often reuse the same credentials across various systems and applications. What policy should the CISO implement to prevent the use of exfiltrated credentials? A. MFA. B. Lockout. C. Time-based logins. D. Password history. Correct answer. A. MFA. Multi-factor authentication is a security mechanism that requires users to verify their identity using multiple authentication factors, such as a password and a one-time code. It mitigates the risk of credential compromise by ensuring that stolen passwords alone cannot grant access, thereby protecting accounts from unauthorized use. Question 833. Which term describes an email feature that was originally intended to allow a server to forward emails to other servers but has been exploited? A. Buffer overflow. B. Cookie. C. SMTP relay. D. Open relay. Correct answer. D. Open relay. An open relay or open mail relay is an email server set up to permit anyone on the Internet to send emails through it. Although this feature was initially designed to help with email forwarding between servers, it can be abused by spammers to distribute large amounts of unsolicited emails. Question 834. Sophia is planning the physical layout for placing wireless access points in her organization. Which of the following is not typically considered when designing a WAP layout? A. Evaluating power levels from other access points. B. Identifying the construction material of walls around the access points. C. Maximizing coverage overlap. D. Conducting a site survey. Correct answer. C. Maximizing coverage overlap. The design of a wireless access point layout aims to optimize network performance and reduce interference. This includes evaluating the power levels of nearby access points, considering the impact of wall materials on signal strength, and conducting a site survey to detect areas with weak signals or potential interference sources. Focusing on maximizing coverage overlap is generally not a priority, as too much overlap can cause signal interference and negatively affect network performance. Question 835. David's company uses self-signed certificates across its internal network. After a security breach, David needs to revoke one of the self-signed certificates. What should he do? A. Add the certificate to the CRL, Certificate Revocation List. B. Contact the certificate authority to revoke the certificate. C. Reissue the certificate, making the old one invalid. D. Remove the certificate from the list of trusted certificates on each machine. Correct answer. D. Remove the certificate from the list of trusted certificates on each machine. Self-signed certificates do not have a central certificate authority to manage revocation via a certificate revocation list or similar mechanisms. To revoke a self-signed certificate, David must manually remove it from the list of trusted certificates on each machine where it is installed. This ensures that the certificate is no longer considered valid or trusted within the internal network. Question 836. William is looking to make an agreement with a company to have data center space set up and ready for use, allowing him to move his data to the location in case of a disaster. What type of disaster recovery site is he looking for? A. A cold site. B. A hot site. C. A warm site. D. An RTO site. Correct answer. C. A warm site. A warm site strikes a balance between a cold site and a hot site. It comes partially equipped with the required hardware, infrastructure, and connectivity, but may need some setup and data loading before becoming fully functional. This makes it a cost-efficient option while offering faster recovery compared to a cold site. Question 837. Which of the following terms refers to a type of VPN that helps reduce congestion and save bandwidth by allowing the use of both the VPN and public network connections? A. Tethering. B. Split tunnel. C. Load balancing. D. Full ton. Correct answer. B. Split tunnel. A split tunnel VPN is a type of virtual private network that allows a user to send only specific traffic through the VPN, while the rest of the traffic is sent directly over the public internet. This setup helps reduce network congestion and saves bandwidth by avoiding unnecessary use of the VPN for non-sensitive traffic. Question 838. Which type of attack exploits a website's trust in an authenticated user by mimicking that user to send malicious requests to the site? A. Bluejacking. B. Evil twin. C. Cross-site scripting. D. Cross-site request forgery. Correct answer. D. Cross-site request forgery. Cross-site request forgery is an attack in which the attacker exploits the trust a website has in an authenticated user. The attacker deceives the user into unknowingly submitting a harmful request to a trusted website, potentially leading to actions such as altering account settings or executing unauthorized transactions. Question 839. Which of the following is not typically protected against by anti-malware software? A. Viruses. B. Spam. C. Phishing. D. Spyware. Correct answer. C. Phishing. Phishing is a type of social engineering attack in which attackers deceive users into revealing sensitive information, such as login credentials, by posing as trustworthy entities. Defense against phishing primarily involves user education, email filtering technologies, and dedicated anti-phishing measures, rather than relying solely on conventional anti-malware software. Question 840. What is the main objective of the authorization process in access control? A. To verify users' identities using their credentials. B. To apply security policies and decide what actions users are permitted to take. C. To encrypt data traffic to block unauthorized access. D. To track user activities for policy breaches. Correct answer. B. To apply security policies and decide what actions users are permitted to take. Authorization is the process of applying security policies to decide what actions users are permitted to take within a system. It ensures that individuals only access resources and functionalities they are authorized to use, based on their roles or permissions. Question 841. What is the main objective of using attribute-based access control for authorization? A. To enforce access control based on labels and categories assigned to users. B. To grant permissions to users based on their roles within the organization. C. To establish a hierarchical access control structure. D. To encrypt data traffic to prevent unauthorized access. Correct answer. A. To enforce access control based on labels and categories assigned to users. Attribute-based access control is an authorization model that grants or denies access based on attributes such as user role, device type, location, or time of access. It allows for dynamic and fine-grained access control decisions by evaluating multiple attributes rather than relying solely on predefined roles. Question 842. In penetration testing, passive reconnaissance involves collecting information about the target system using non-intrusive tools and methods, like pinging, port scanning, or OS fingerprinting. A. True. B. False. Correct answer. B. False. Passive reconnaissance is the process of collecting information about a target system without engaging directly or being detected, usually through public databases, OSINT tools, and publicly accessible resources such as websites and social media. In contrast, active reconnaissance involves techniques like pinging, port scanning, and OS fingerprinting, which actively probe the target and can be detected by security systems. Question 843. Which type of attack is described as an SSL stripping attack? A. A Trojan attack. B. A brute force attack. C. A downgrade attack. D. An on-path attack. Correct answer. C. A downgrade attack. A rootkit is a type of malicious software created to provide unauthorized access to a computer system while hiding its existence. Once installed, it allows an attacker to access the system at any time without being detected. This matches the description of the tools uploaded to Jack's compromised computer. Question 844. What is the main goal of a security awareness training program in a company? A. To secure sensitive data through encryption. B. To implement access control measures. C. To teach employees about social engineering risks and proper security practices. D. To track user actions for policy breaches. Correct answer. C. To teach employees about social engineering risks and proper security practices. A security awareness training program is designed to educate employees about social engineering threats and best practices to enhance cybersecurity within an organization. It helps individuals recognize phishing attempts, malware risks, and other cyber threats, reducing human-related security vulnerabilities. Question 845. Which process involves systematically identifying a network and assessing its security posture? A. Packet sniffing. B. Footprinting. C. Scanning. D. Signal analysis intelligence. Correct answer. B. Footprinting. Footprinting is the systematic process of collecting information about a target network or system to assess its structure, vulnerabilities, and security status. It is usually the initial phase of penetration testing or hacking, where security professionals or attackers gather details such as domain names, IP addresses, and publicly accessible data to identify potential attack vectors. Question 846. Which of the following forensic utilities allows for the extraction of RAM contents? A. Memdump. B. WinHex. C. FTK Imager. D. Autopsy. Correct answer, A. Memdump. Memdump is a forensic tool created to extract the data from a computer's RAM. It is utilized to capture volatile memory information for analysis, offering important details about active processes, encryption keys, and other data that isn't stored on the hard drive. Question 847. Olivia needs faster and easier access to data than what is stored in real memory. Which type of memory should she use? A. Cache memory. B. Desktop memory. C. Read-only memory. D. Programmed memory. Correct answer, A. Cache memory. Cache memory is a high-speed memory located close to the CPU that stores frequently accessed data and instructions. It provides faster and easier access to data compared to real memory, main memory, as it reduces the time the CPU takes to retrieve information. Question 848. Emily knows that her state has laws regulating her company in the event of a breach involving personally identifiable information, such as Social Security numbers. If she encounters an SSN breach, what action is she likely to take based on state law? A. Destroy all Social Security numbers. B. Provide a data minimization plan. C. Provide public notification of the breach. D. Reclassify all affected data. Correct answer? C. Provide public notification of the breach. Based on state laws regulating breaches involving personally identifiable information, such as Social Security numbers, Emily is likely required to provide public notification of the breach. Many states have laws that mandate companies to notify affected individuals, and in some cases, the public or regulatory bodies, if a breach involving PII occurs. Question 849. As a company's security administrator, you suggest that the web development team add a CAPTCHA to the page where users create accounts. Which control type best describes this action? A. Compensating control. B. Degaussing control. C. Detective control. D. Deterrent control. Correct answer. D. Deterrent control. Adding a CAPTCHA to the account creation page is a deterrent control that discourages automated bots or malicious actors from exploiting the registration process. By requiring users to complete a task that is easily solvable by humans but challenging for automated systems, it enhances security and reduces unauthorized activities. Question 850. Joe is analyzing a malware sample that downloads a file from imgur.com and then executes an attack using Mimicots, a Windows password theft tool. When inspecting the image, he cannot detect any recognizable code. What technique has most likely been used here? A. The code is encoded as text in the image. B. The code is hidden in the image using steganography. C. The code is executed via a macro in the image. D. The image is simply a decoy, and the attack is triggered by a different file. Correct answer. B. The code is hidden in the image using steganography. Steganography is a technique where data or code is concealed within an image or other media file. In this case, the malware likely uses steganography to hide the malicious code in the image file. As a result, Joe cannot detect any recognizable code when inspecting the image directly, making it difficult to identify the attack mechanism unless the hidden data is extracted and analyzed.
Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful for you, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more practice questions and tips.